Hey guys, Adam here, hope you're well. Just wanted to make this quick video to explain my wedding packages. I get asked this question all the time, but especially recently I've had it quite a bit, so I thought I'd make this video just to clear it up. I'm sure I've probably mentioned it before in part, but at least hopefully this video will clear it up. So let's talk about packages. My take on this is to keep it as simple and, well, it's kind of like my whole approach, just minimal and as simple and as laid back as possible for the bride and groom. Because there are a lot of there are a lot of different ways of doing it for different videographers. I've seen teasers, I've seen trailers, I've seen highlight films, 5 or 6 minute films, I've seen 15-minute films, half-an-hour films, hour-long documentary film, and that's before you even get into single shooter options, second shooter options, packages done on timing, so like an 8-hour package, 10-hour package, 12-hour package. There's a lot of different ways to do it, and couples ask all the time. When couples inquire, they want to know what packages there are, and they've been online and they've shopped around a few different websites and they've seen all these different types of packages and jargon, and I think it creates a bit of confusion. To be honest, I can sympathise when there's that many different options out there, and you know, for a couple, they're planning their wedding, they've never done anything like this before, and there's so many different options out there. It's got to be confusing, so I try and keep it as simple as possible. And my advice to you guys, this is my 2 cents, is to keep it all to a minimum. As far as the bride and groom are concerned, don't make the whole process overwhelming for them when they've got too much to choose from. Just make it as simple and as easy as possible. So I have 2 main packages, 2 options on what I offer. So when a couple inquires, I normally tell them a starting price, and then I say, let's meet up, let's chat on the phone, I'll explain to you a little bit more about the packages because I have 2 different options. So as standard, what's included in that is all-day coverage, bridal preparations right through to the first dance, and a bit of the party after. I always stick around to get a bit of the night do. It generally tends to be half an hour to an hour after the first dance, but I don't have any cut-off time, so I'll just say I'll come a couple hours before the ceremony and I'll stay till whenever I feel like I've got enough. To doing a sparkler shot or fireworks shot in the evening, I'm happy to stay that extra hour. I don't get to 9 o'clock and then say, well, that's me done. If you want me to stay till 10, it's going to cost you extra. Just factor all that into my package price. So for me, the hourly rates, the package is based on hourly coverage. It's not the way I like to do things. I don't necessarily agree with it because, you know, if it gets to 9 o'clock and they've got something going on at 9:30, and you're not just going to leave and say, oh no, I can't shoot it, sorry, you'll have to pay me another £200. You're going to stay and do it. So you might as well just have like an all-day coverage thing, in my opinion. Within reason, I won't stay till stupid o'clock, but if they've said, oh, can you, first dance is at 8:30, but we're having a sparkler shot at 9, can you stay for that? Of course. Can you stay till 9:30 for the, yeah, of course. And the thing is, most couples are going to be paying like £1,000 to £2,000 to £3,000 for a videographer, say on average, anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 in the US. I know it's different markets. But my couples are generally paying me a couple of £1,000, which is a fair old bit of money. So it's the least I can do just to go the extra mile, give them that bit extra value. Yeah, I'll stay for another hour, no problem. So all day coverage, and then they get, they always get the ceremony and their speeches, a copy of their ceremony and their speeches in full. So, you know, if you subscribe to my channel, if you've seen my videos before, you know that I always film the entire ceremony and I do the entire speeches the same way, and I give couples copies of their full ceremony, their full speeches as separate videos. I film this with 2 cameras so that I've got 2 angles and I can cut between the 2 throughout. So for a ceremony, there'll be an angle from the back down the aisle, say, and then I'll be at the front with the other angle. It's a full recording cut in between the 2 angles as like a multicam edit throughout. Then we've got my 2 types of film. So I do a highlights film and I do a highlights film and a feature film, and I cringe at calling them this. It sounds really cringy. All these names for packages like the cinema package or the Hollywood package. No offense if you use that, but I normally make a joke of it being a bit corny. But yeah, I essentially do a highlights film, which is a 5 or 6 minute short film, all the highlights of the day, all the best bits, you know, parts of the speeches and the ceremony, the vows laced between and kind of put together as a storytelling of the day, all creative and cinematic and da-da-da. You know the type. These are the ones that I advertise on my website. They're on this channel, they're on this YouTube channel. So you know the type. You get the idea. And then the other option I do is a feature film, which is, it's all edited in the exact same way. It's still creatively edited and shot and done put together as a kind of storytelling of the day, but it's obviously a longer film. The feature is a 15 to 20 minute film. So it's 3 times as long as the highlights, and you're just getting more of the day, more of the ceremony, more of the speeches, more moments from throughout the day, all edited the same, all still creatively put together, but it's a longer film. So those are the 2 types of film. So I've got the short highlights film, 5 or 6 minute, and the feature film, which is 15 to 20 minutes. And basically the options for bride and grooms are they either get the highlights film package, so they're going to get their I'll be there all day filming, they're going to get the ceremony and the speeches and the highlights film, the 5-minute one, and that's a package. And then the other package is to add on the feature film, so they get a feature, a 20-minute film, they still get the highlights and they get the ceremony and the speeches. So the choice is whether to add on the longer film or not. And this is how I sell it into brides and grooms who are inquiring. I'll just say, look, I'll be there all day, I'll shoot all day, there's no cut-off times, you're going to get your ceremony and your speeches in full, you'll get copies of those in their entirety, and you're getting a highlights film, 5 or 6 minutes. The only decision to make is whether you add on the longer film as well. You still get your highlights, you still get your ceremony, you still get speeches, but it's just whether you have that longer film or not. And that way it's just making it so easy for them to decide, you know, rather than having all these like 7 different packages and options, and it just makes things a little bit easier for the bride and groom. More often than not, what I find is the couples that have just booked the highlights, half of them upgrades to the longer film anyway at some point, whether that be nearer to the wedding, like before the wedding, or they tell me when I'm on the way home, like on the way out of the wedding on the day, they'll grab me and go, oh Adam, do you know what, is there any chance we can upgrade? Because I always leave that option open with them, so sometimes it's a case of being there on the day and they're all excited and they've had such a great day, and I'm just about to go home and I say goodbye and they go, oh, do you know what, let's do it, let's upgrade to the longer one, which is nice, you know. So that's the 2 packages. And then what I do is I have additional options, extra little add-ons that I offer, so things like second shooter, stills from the footage that I offer, raw footage, so just the original footage straight from the cards in its raw format. A few little bits and bobs like that, but essentially the 4 main components are the ceremony edit, the speeches edit, the highlights film 5 or 6 minutes, the feature film 15 to 20 minutes, and that's what my couple's getting from me. I don't do documentary edits. I know especially in the States it's a bit more popular, the doc edit, which is like an hour long and it's a lot less edited or a lot less chopped up, it's a bit more raw. You get the full ceremony and that thing. I'm not entirely sure what the documentary edit is, I've never offered it. I might get 1 or 2 inquiries a year that say, oh, can you not do us an hour-long film? And I just say, well, no, that's not what I do, try these guys, and I'll send them elsewhere. So that's what I offer, as well as my add-ons, my additional extras that they can book as well. And then but how I do that is I use a service called Flow Themes. Flow Themes is a brilliant like online web design kind of service. I use Flow Themes templates for my website. They provide like photographer, videographer website templates, but they also offer price list templates as well. So I use their service to generate my online brochure. So I send a link to couples, a link to my online brochure, and on there I've got the breakdown of the 2 packages, I've got the prices, I've got a little bit of info about me, I've got my promo kind of show reel video so they can learn a bit more about what I do, and then I've got my additional options as well to browse through, and it serves as a kind of booking form. So it's just a nice laid out, really smart and clean looking, and it's a really nice way to advertise my services because they've got that link they can go through. They might only be going through there to book the main packages, but because all the extras and the add-ons are there as well listed, you know, sometimes they just go, oh, do you know what, yeah, let's have a bit of that, and they'll add a few things on. So that seems to work really nice. But yeah, that's my 2 packages. That's basically what I deliver, what I offer. I've had people asking what I deliver and what they should deliver, and you know, how long their film should be. So I get people asking me this sort of stuff all the time, so I just thought I'd make this video just to clear it up. Obviously there's way more than one way to skin a cat with this. There's loads of different companies offering loads of different lengths of video, but for me, what I think converts the best and what I think gives couples most value is the 5-minute highlights. They go down really well. As a longer kind of feature edit, 15 to 20 minutes is more than enough for me, in my opinion, personally. And then obviously give them the ceremony, give them the speeches, give them all day coverage, you know, let them know that you'll just stay all day and that you're not going to miss anything, and they can relax and they don't have to think about it. So that's my 2 cents. Hopefully this little video was helpful. Obviously you can check out some of my highlight films on this channel and on my website. My longer films I don't advertise on my website, but if you want to see one of my long films, my feature films, drop us a comment below. You're more than welcome. I'll send it over. Maybe I should upload one on the channel just as an example. Any other questions, as ever, let me know, but that's all I've got for now. Thanks for the support as ever. Stay tuned. The next video I was thinking of doing is a video on what to wear at weddings, what I wear for weddings, how to dress and appropriately and all that sort of stuff. So that's the next video I was thinking of doing. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that and I'll make that video. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Love you loads. Bye.